This morning I woke up to a note from my past self. It was the alarm title on my phone. New routine starts today. And I just stared on it and thought, I don't even remember setting this up. And then I turned it off and get back into my bed and let the day start over like they always do. And this is about the trap of outsourcing your life to your future self. And because if you're honest, you're probably doing this too. You make a promise at night, you feel it in your chest, and sure, tomorrow will feel different. And somehow that tomorrow you is still the same, still the tired person. And the question that won't leave me alone is this: if that future version of me actually never shows up, who am I waiting for? So when the alarm went off, there was this tiny gap where I could feel both versions of me. The one who set the alarm last night felt clear, organized, even almost proud. And he pictured clear mornings, clean habits, and a different life by summer. And the one lying in the bed in the morning feeling heavy. My eyes were burning and my body didn't even care about the habit, because my body cared more about 20 minutes of more sleep than doing the thing. So I did what I always do to myself. I told myself a small lie. Okay, not for today, but really, we're doing this tomorrow. And then I just felt a small shame kicking in, because I know how many times I've just said that. And I know exactly how the story goes. And the funny part is that the last night didn't felt like a lie, because I was sitting at the desk with my note open and I drew up this perfect schedule. Wake up early, workouts, no phone until lunch, and I could see it so clear that it almost felt real. Like I already become that guy just by writing it down. But there was this weird confidence. Almost like I just hired someone, because I just wrote down the new version of me that starts tomorrow. He's disciplined. He's motivated. He's going to handle all of this. And I wasn't planning my own day. I was just delegating my future life to someone who didn't exist. And if you zoom out of the story, it gets way worse, because it's never just one night and one morning. It's the new calendar that looks perfect for 3 days. It's the Notion dashboard. You stayed up late building it. And it's that gym membership you just paid for starting next week. So you keep creating this little future contract with yourself. And every time you break one, the interest is guilt. You tell yourself you're lazy, you're undisciplined, you're unmotivated, and you reply to that broken promise in your head. But what's actually happening is much simpler. You keep planning a version of yourself that only exists when you're motivated, when you're well rested, when you're caffeinated, or even when you're inspired. And then you blame yourself when your tired self can't handle it. So I had a moment recently where it hits harder than usual. I was sitting in my car outside of the supermarket, groceries on the passenger seat, and just staring out the window. And the day had been fine, nothing really happened, but I had promised myself I'd do 1 hour of focused work when I get home. And I could already feel that it's not going to happen. I was rehearsing the excuses. I cook first, then I clean up, then I see how I feel. And then another thought cut through all the thoughts. There is no future me coming to save me. There is just this version of me right now, tired, sitting in the car and a little hungry. And this wasn't motivation. It was almost uncomfortable, because if there is no superhero version of me, then this is it, or what? So we like to think that motivation only show up on command. If we just decided hard enough, it will be there when we need it. But look at your actual pattern. Motivation shows up when it's cheap, late at night when you're not required to act, maybe on a walk when you don't have your tools around you, or in the shower when nothing is around you that you can write it down. And it almost never shows up at 6 in the morning when you wake up, when you're in your room, in your cold room, and the bed is warm. And it definitely don't show up when you come in the evening and your brain feels like grey brick. And yet we are still designing our life like the hero version of ourselves. We're clocking all these things all at once, and then we're surprised when he doesn't. Maybe the problem isn't that you're weak. Maybe the problem is that you keep asking the wrong version of yourself that has to live right now. So I'm gonna tell you something that changed something about me. So I stopped upgrading my personality and I started to downgrade my environment. Instead of asking, how can I become this dude that always does the things? I started to ask, how can I make it annoying not to do the thing? So when I come home tired, I never choose the hard things. So I stopped pretending I would. So if my laptop was inside my bag, it would stay there. If the gym was across the town, I wouldn't go. And if the junk food was inside my home, I would eat it. So I began to changing my environment and not myself. So I put my laptop on the table before I go to work. I moved the thing that I want to do in the path that I'm already walking through. And I made the default just more useful and not I became a different person. Because I finally admitted what the person does when he's tired. So when you stop believing in the future you, things will get clearer. Not easier, but clearer. And then you will realize that every I'm gonna do this tomorrow plan is just a not today decision. So you're not going to do this today. And it feels responsible, but it sounds mature. So if you track your plans you're gonna do tomorrow, it's just another way of saying no, just politely, without any consequences. So for example, I just start a project next week, always means I don't want to go through the discomfort right now. For example, I'm gonna wake up next week earlier, and this often means that I don't want to go to bed earlier tonight. And I'm not judging you, I'm just describing myself. And the point isn't to hate yourself for that. The point is to stop use that invincible version of you as a shield for now. Because as long as you believe he's coming, the new, the better version of yourself, is that you don't have to face the fact that your choices you make today are the only ones you will get. So what do you do with that? If there's no future self of you, if it's just you and your environment right now, what actually changes? And for me, the big shift was this: that I started designing my life for the weakest version of me, rather than the strongest. The version that comes home late, the version that sleeps badly, and that version that wants to on the couch, lay down and stay there. And if that broken or that unmotivated guy still can do this thing for maybe 10 minutes, the system worked perfectly. So there's a quiet kind of freedom when you do this right. So you stop waiting for the better version of yourself. And you stop fantasizing about your future self that is calm, disciplined, and always on the right side. So that alarm that I woke up this morning saying new routine starts today, I changed it. And I didn't change the time, I changed the story. Now it says there is only you. No promise, no new life. Just a reminder that no one is coming to save you. As for that, thanks for watching and we see us next time.